Sam.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on my show.
I'm so awkward on camera. That's why I stay behind the camera for real.
I know you on Twitter.
Yes.
And I follow you because you're funny. Like, I've never even seen your face. I had to stalk you after you agreed to come on.
I'm so dead. So many people like recognize me, and they say they recognize me for my curls, like in public, because of my little like icon. That's what okay. So I'm like, I need to take more photos of myself.
Yes, because I have to like go down a lot. But that's like, you're professional. You care about your work.
Yeah.
So you're funny, and then you have cool pictures. And I think I saw your Black Lives Matter picture from Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah.
So are you from out there? Why were you in Rancho Cucamonga?
Okay, so I'm actually from Northern California.
Okay.
A teeny tiny town. I was out in Rancho because I actually managed a restaurant out there at the time.
Okay.
So, like, I was just managing the restaurant, and I cannot remember how I heard about it. I believe I followed, I had just graduated at the time. That was like, what, 3 years ago? Yeah, I just graduated, and I followed a couple people that still were in school at University of Laverne, and they had posted about the rally, so I was like, all right, I'll just head out there and see what's going on. And so I got out there, and that was a little more hectic than I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. That was my first experience with, like, something so hectic. Like, I'm normally used to, like, clubs and celebrities, and that was actually before I was even in clubs, so that was very hectic for me. But yeah, I think it was just through Instagram. I think that's how I get to most things, honestly.
Okay, well that's cool. And that's like, it's hard to think about. I'm like a history nerd.
Yeah.
It's hard to think about stuff when it's happening, like, oh, this is really history. This is going to be a big deal.
Yes.
People are going to learn about this at school, and like, your picture could be in the textbook.
Yes, that's when that tweet went viral of the photos of, God, I'm blanking on her name right now, but she still follows me on.
I'll post it because I screenshotted it, so I'll put it in the middle.
she still follows me. When they went viral, that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, you know what's crazy is like, that was the first time that I had been part of one of those movements. Like, truly, like, been in the middle of it. You watch it on the news and stuff like that. But then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the one documenting it this time. I'm not watching anyone else's like photos. So I'm like, I really could open a little McGraw-Hill like history book in a couple years and see my photo in there. Like, that's insane to think about.
Or even Google, because like, I have younger siblings. My little brother is 10 years younger than me. I remember when it was like, oh, the internet is real shit.
Yes.
When they were like, they didn't ask questions like I used to when I was a kid. They're like, I Googled blah, blah, blah. Yep. Like, what? As soon as they could read. So it's like a kid could Google Black Lives Matter protest and they could see your picture.
Yeah, that's like crazy to think about. I was like, that was when I actually like super fell in love with photography. Like, up until that point, it was just like a thing I was like side hustle. But when I went viral for like my work, and it wasn't because of like who's in it or anything like that, it was because of the moment that was captured. Like, that made me just, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, this is when you get like that perfect moment and it moves people. Like, that's one of the best feelings. Like, that was amazing. So,
and those are the things that last for a long time.
Yeah.
That stay around.
Definitely, yeah. So,
that's so cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
So you did that, and then you got the bug.
Yes.
You wanted to do it more and more.
Yeah, more and more. And then, truly, what happened was I was out covering the BLM rallies for like the whole month that it was super hectic. And it started to be really hard. Like, it's hard to watch that kind of stuff when
it's depressing.
Like I have black female friends. Most of my friends are black females. I work in strip clubs. Like, and it's hard. The rally that the third Rancho rally I went to, I watched a girl get pepper sprayed and arrested, and like, she was just, everyone was pouring milk on her. And then I had gone to Long Beach when they had burnt like the whole downtown Long Beach. And I actually was running around kind of looking at different areas, and I saw like the Rite Aids and the Walgreens, and they were just destroyed. And that same day, like, there was just hundreds, probably thousands of cops like throughout Long Beach. And I was kind of like, it became too much. Like, it's almost like PTSD. Like, you just are hearing cops yelling at you, and the media pass does not save you. Like, they don't care. They don't care that you have a media pass on you. Like, you're still out there when you're not supposed to be, kind of
and
thing.
You're considered to be on the wrong side.
Right. Like, that was the whole thing, was you can when you're out in those situations, you can tell who is working for a newspaper that's highly politically charged and who is working for the demonstrators. Like, and it's very obvious because when they build police lines, like, the people that are working with the police or for the police are on the side of the cops, And those of us that are taking photos for demonstrators are trying to not get pepper sprayed.
Yes. And like trying to be on the edges.
Yeah. So that was crazy. Like the little like, I don't know, the effect that has, I didn't really like take into account until it started to really affect. And then, yeah.
And it's like, even thinking about it, a person like me, I'm not out. I didn't like go to, I think maybe I went to one, but it's like, yeah, it's intense for me, and I don't like crowds like that and this and that. Like I'm thirsty for concerts, so I'm there like, ugh.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And it's sad to even see it on social media and all of that. It's a lot to deal with, so I couldn't imagine being out there. But I'm sure you got some incredible pictures.
I tried. You kind of have to like make sure when you're doing something like that you're not putting the attention on yourself, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not black, I'm not out there to show off myself or my work, I'm out there to show off what's going on. So like, I had to be I would take 400 photos and only 6 of them would make the cut, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna post photos of people that are expressing themselves in ways that the general public doesn't agree with. Because if you ask me, if they're gonna loot, they're gonna loot. If you ask me if they're gonna break windows, they're gonna break windows. The general public doesn't always feel that way. And so it was kind of like I had to really monitor that to make sure that I wasn't adding to the false narrative.
Yeah, so that is so important. Let's give a clap for that, because sometimes journalism, or even just not journalism, but the fact that we've become like all eyes because we always have our phone out. You're like dry snitching on people. Yeah, like recording something.
You're painting them, like everything that you record. I always think of that one like cheesy little meme that they have where it shows like a TV screen and it's like somebody like stabbing the other person, but you don't see that the other person is like holding a knife on the outside of the TV screen. So it's like I might take a picture of someone breaking a car window, but what they don't realize is that person whose car window they just broke just tried to run them over.
Yes.
And that's a true story that really happened.
And I can't get all that in the picture.
Yeah.
So
it's like you have to really, so I chose like, I think I only posted one photo of some tagging, and that's because it was like on the street. It wasn't on a building. But other than that, I tried to really keep it like on the positive side of just like peaceful demonstration, emotions, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, it was definitely just a real large learning curve. And I definitely got some heat from it. But I think it was worth it.
And you can be proud of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then once you've been out in the streets with people fighting and burning stuff down, the strip club is nothing. Like
not at all. Yeah, I'll take a crowd over that any day. So that's definitely it was kind of a peaceful switch up, which is weird, but
okay. Yeah. So how did you even fall into that? You're a girl, like, let's not be sexist. Of course, you can go to the strip club if you want, but you end up working there and then you're like a regular.
I always tell people it's 10 times harder for me to make money because I'm the only one with my clothes on. Yeah. So I kind of fell into it. Like, Diamond the Body, I have to shout her out. She was doing, during the pandemic, and this is all hearsay.
Allegedly.
We were doing some club stuff. And I was working with DJ A-Tron. He's kind of like a...
Okay, I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, so he kind of, I wouldn't say put me on, but he guided me to where I needed to be. So YNJ, the Coochie Man, he was performing at Diamond Strip Club. And I just remembered, I texted A-Tron. I can remember the text. I said, get me in there to take photos of YNJ. Like, that's when I'm the Coochie Man with the biggest song. Like... And I went in and took photos, and I remember I kept hounding Diamond's manager. And at the time, I didn't know how anything worked. I was like, if y'all need a photographer, tell me. If y'all need a photographer, tell me. And I probably went to that club for 2 months with no pay, just shooting photos. Because I was like, I'm going to get in there. And then finally, A-Tron was like, I'm going to tell Diamond, like, you're providing a service. Like, let's get you paid. And that's literally where it took off. We were hopping location after location. Fighting raids, everything else.
Yes. Like a prohibition.
Yeah, like literally, it was the craziest thing ever. And that's where it really took off. I really got my start underground. Like,
that is so cool.
I know the pandemic sucked so bad. But honestly, had the pandemic not started, I don't know if I would be in strip clubs.
And that's the thing about stuff. Life always is hard and it sucks. Yeah. But when you really think about it, when bad things happen, I learned this from my grandparents. They're like, oh, why Southern people? You got to find the opportunity in it, because when shit is really, really bad, that's when a lot of stuff is open. Yes. So if you can find your way to slide into anywhere or some type of opportunities, go ahead. And you were in some 1920s raids.
No, literally, there were times where you would be like, you look at the camera and you're like, that license plate, it says exempt. Like, so does the one behind, and the one behind it, somebody should probably just start putting the camera away. Like, let's start putting stuff away.
That
like,
is that shit. When it says exempt, like, you know it's over.
Yes. Like, you're like, oh my God, the zip ties are coming out. Like, please. Yeah. Like, so, luckily, truthfully speaking, every time that something like that occurred, I somehow overslept. Or chose to go to work at 2:30 or 3 o'clock that day, and I would pull up and it would be the aftermath. So I've actually never like been in the middle of it, thankfully.
There you go.
Shouldn't have to anymore because everything is back open.
That's cool.
But yeah, that was pretty crazy. So
how is it being a girl in the strip club? Because I've been through it. I just did it last night, being fully clothed, like pants, everything. And you're in there trying to work, and there's a bunch of like drunk, horny, sometimes angry dudes.
Hell yeah, angry.
And they might even be like, "Move, you're blocking the ass." Like,
yes. I know they
because guys are groupies now. Like, I've been elbowed at a concert by a grown man trying to take a picture.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like
my favorite thing is like they'll tap me like, come here. Can you flick me up? Like, flick me and my homeboy. I'm like, flick you and your homeboy up at the strip club. Like, me, like, I get paid to take photos of strippers, but I'm gonna take a photo of you, a male, and put it on my strip club page. Like,
I know.
So like, honestly, it's definitely challenging. It can be challenging on your mental for sure. Because it kind of comes with like both sides. So it comes with like what you deal with dancers and what you deal with customers. Because like some dancers, they don't want to be in photos, things like that. But it depends on what time of night you catch them. Because if you catch her with 4 shots of 42 in her, she might be a little friendlier than when she's at 8 and you get her in a photo on accident. And then she's like, I told you don't get me in photos. And you have to just kind of learn how to deal with like drunk girls, drunk guys, everything. I kind of have to force tips sometimes. Like, people think because you're in there and you're like a girl, you know, they just are like, oh, like, take my photo and send it to me, love. Like, that kind of thing. It's like, oh, no. I'm getting paid and you're going to pay me too. Like, so it's kind of like that's one of the main challenges, I think. And then just kind of like, you will always get that customer that wants to try you. Like, they're gonna walk by and touch you, or like sometimes they'll come to me and be like, "Do you dance?" And I'm like, "Do I look like I dance?" Like,
where's my foot?
First of all, I'm a little chubby thing. Like, second of all,
not even. Am I dressed for the job?
I'm wearing sweats. Like, if you guys ever catch me in the club, I'm wearing sweats. Like, that's all I ever wear. So I'm like, okay, but it's all right. I mean, you learn to deal with them.
And when you're in there, so it's not just dancers, random, you know, dudes on their Friday out. Right. We also got celebrities. So how is it different working with a celebrity? That's when you take some cool pictures. Do you want to mention any notables, right? Any people that were nice?
Celebrities are hit or miss. Yeah, it's a hit or miss. Sometimes you're gonna go up and take a couple pictures, and they're gonna pose for you and tell you that they want all the photos sent to their phone. India Love was super sweet.
Okay.
She was like, hey, send me all those. If I gotta pay you to unwatermark them, like, I'll tag you, I'll pay you. Like, she was super sweet to me.
Okay.
Migos is always real cool as long as you're just respectful of their space. Like, not too many flashes in their face. Obviously, I work with Bobby Shmurda.
Okay.
He's probably my favorite artist in the world to work with, obviously.
Bobby Shmurda.
Yes. He is... If there's 15 random cameramen, he's going to make sure all 15 of them at least get one photo of him.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of who else has really, like, left an impact. Keisha Cole. I took photos of Keisha Cole over the pandemic. We sat in a room, like, this big together across the table, and I was like, oh, my God. Like,
you're like, I should have cheated.
Yeah, like, love? Like, I used to think that I wasn't fine enough. Like, Keisha Cole, like,
I wanted that orange hair so bad.
And she had the orange hair when she came to the club with the blonde streak and everything. I thought that was crazy to me. Like, yeah, I think for the most part, those are like top standouts. Obviously, Draco, rest in peace, Draco.
Okay. I saw you photographed his funeral.
Oh, I actually just went. I didn't photograph it. I just took some iPhone photos.
Okay.
But like, I didn't really want to. I think my memories of him were alive, and I didn't think my last time taking photos wanted to be like that last memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel that way too.
Yeah.
And like someone really, really close to me was in the process of passing away. They had like an accident, and they were like, "Oh, everybody's like FaceTiming, blah blah blah, to say goodbye." And like I felt bad for not doing, but I'm like, I can't. Like all of my memories are so happy and turned up of this person. I don't want to see them like laid up in the hospital bed.
Not worth it.
I'm just gonna pretend like they don't talk to me no more, and they're out there being happy somewhere else.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me. Like. I just was like, you know, as much as I think like he probably would have wanted the photos and stuff like that, I just felt like that was a little too hard for me at that time. So, but Annie Devine, she's a really dope female photographer. She took some good shots at his funeral, so that was cool.
Were you at the show?
No.
Okay. I was there with my little brother.
Oh, geez.
We're waiting at the stage, like. We're waiting for, I think Sugar Free comes out, Kamaya comes out, we're waiting for Dom Kennedy. Everything goes crazy, they cut the lights on, like, and we had saw the LAPD, like the choppers over the other area, because it's a big ass soccer stadium and all that. And I'm just thinking, oh, maybe some people were fighting, or, you know, it's a big crowd, maybe the chopper's out here to deter violence, because LA is LA. Just maybe a few weeks before, we went to Drake and Kanye on the same street, and it was crazy. They had the whole thing blocked off. So I was like, oh, they're just out here monitoring. No idea that what happened to Drake. Crazy.
Yeah. I found out. I don't think people realize how they when they're relaying information. I don't think people often realize like the impact of how they relay it. So the way I found out about that happening was somebody just messaged me on Instagram and said they killed Draco. Those were like the 3 words that they messaged me. My boyfriend was sitting right next to me at the time. He was like, "Chill out. Like we don't know if it's true." So I just kind of watched everyone's story. That's when I saw like there was no confirmation. He was at the hospital fighting for his life, and so I just remember I turned to my boyfriend and I was like, I'm gonna turn my phone off. I'm gonna go to sleep, and when I wake up, I'm gonna know what happened. Right? And I remember waking up. I was like, I'm not gonna check my phone, and he was like, yeah, you don't need to check it. Like I saw it on Complex, and so that was probably I think that was one of the craziest nights in LA.
In a long time.
Culture in a long time. Yes. And it will be for a long time.
For sure. Because it's like the night, it was such a big deal. And not at all to minimize or take away from Draco and like him getting totally disrespected and everything that happened with him taking his life. It was a big deal for LA to have a festival, and in the neighborhood that they had it, and for it to be Snoop Dogg.
LA headliner.
Yes, like I have never been to a show where I'm going to see Dom Kennedy, Kamaya, Draco.
Then you see, they had both the OGs on that lineup, and the new and upcoming and the new faces of LA.
And even the crowd, like it was so much love. There were so many people. There was older people. And it's like, damn, y'all just made it look bad. And I feel like as a person from LA, damn, y'all make everything look crazy. Like anytime we get a little bit above, like, oh no, LA is cool. Like you can go and you can do stuff.
It's
and we take from our own. Like that's messing up our own culture.
Yeah, I remember, like I said, when I posted on Instagram after everything happened, I had just said like, above everything, like Draco didn't want anything more than the entire city of LA to be on top. And y'all just put us in last place. Like, I'm not even from LA. I've been here 7 years.
But you're still from Cali. Like.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, when something happens in LA, there's no separation. It's California. Like, I remember I went to the bowling alley that night, and like, they had like an East Coast news, and they're like, California rapper slain at festival. And it's like pictures of Draco. And then it really hits home when like it slides over and it's your photo with your watermark on it. Like, and you just really realize, like, I don't think people understand what they took from LA that night.
And it makes me mad because like I feel like I go so hard for LA music. Like that's why I have my channel. I love female rap, and I love to like rep for my side. Atlanta has been on top basically since I've graduated high school, and I'm fucking 2009.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Like we gotta do something, and anytime something happens, y'all mess it up. You make us look crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody in the South does not get along. I'm sure they're not all buddy.
No.
But they're figuring out how to pull up to the same club and not beat each other's ass.
Nobody should ever go to work and feel like they're gonna die at work, because at the end of the day, this is not a place, and I'm like the one person that I'm gonna speak up on it. I don't care who in LA doesn't like me about it, kind of thing. Like, there's in no world does anyone need to go to a place that they're being paid to go to and get into any type of gang related, any type of beef related, even if you're not in gangs. If it's any type of rivalry, if it's something petty, if it's some Twitter posting, nothing, there should be, you know, like, it just is almost an unforesaid boundary. Like, we're at work. Just come here and rap. If it was that serious to you guys, like, then maybe there should be a little, you know, like, never am I going to encourage violence, but then you should be taking other avenues or somewhere else. You're not just going to go to everyone's workplace and mess up money and your money and his money and everyone else's. It just
and not even just that, reputations of people, like reputations of businesses. Damn, Snoop Dogg, he's the elder statesman of West Coast rap, and he's doing all of this on the strength of his back and his reputation. And now, somebody stabbed at the Snoop Dogg festival.
And I heard that LLC is being sued because, like, really a failure on Live Nation's part. I'll never buy a Live Nation ticket again.
And it sucks because they have everything. Like, we were just talking about it when we were pulling up. I took my little brother with me, and it's like they have teenagers working outside of the grounds, and it's huge. Like, it's blocks and blocks and blocks. Y'all have kids, like, literal, I'm taller than them, they're pumped to be there, they want to be inside.
They have the guards where you look at them and you're like, if I really wanted to get inside, I could.
I do not have to pay. Then they have us walking around their little route, protected route, whatever. These fences are flimsy. I could have pushed them like anybody. Like, I used to live across from where we had EDC at the right on that same street. The kids rushed the gate and got in, and somebody died. That same thing could have happened. So it's like, damn, Live Nation, y'all don't give us no discount on the ticket.
No.
Why are you skipping?
I get a discount on my safety.
Yeah, like, why are you skipping? And right after we discussed, because of my shirt, Astro World, you think that it would have been top tier.
Hell yeah.
I thought it was going to be like guns out, everybody, ambulances on standby.
And, you know, we were just talking about how, like, you get one side of the narrative from, like, the videos that you see and everything else there. But I'm pretty sure the one part of the narrative that was clear was that Live Nation failed to provide any type of proper security for the artist that was harmed and killed during that show. And there's no arguing with that at all.
No.
Because first of all, like, first and foremost, you have to wonder how somebody was able to get a video of somebody dying on the floor, a full minute video, and no security officer to get them out of the way to make way for the EMS that's incoming. Like, there's so many things that add up that you just don't look past in that situation.
Yes. So yeah, I don't know, Live Nation, like, we're on the edge.
Yeah, we're on the edge there.
So last night you were out at the strip. Which strip club do you work at? We've not clarified that.
Okay, I work at Deja Vu.
Which one?
It's downtown LA.
Okay.
Yeah, so he only has one location right now, but
I feel like they have one in Hollywood.
They do. They have one, but it's not open. But I work at the one on 1800 South Main. So I'm there 5 to 6 days a week. Sometimes I get lazy and go home for, maybe sometimes it'll be 4. But I'm there pretty much 6 days a week from about 1:30 to 2 till 5 or 6.
Okay, so last night you were out, and I saw your tweet because I was also out. I'm usually at home on great grandma time. I am asleep. But last night I was out, and you were like, "Oh, Mike Tyson's in the strip club, and it's not even late." And then minutes later, you're like, "T.I. is in here too."
Last night was funny. So I actually work at Blue Moon Hookah Lounge too.
Okay.
So I was at Blue Moon, which is like 0.8 miles from Deja Vu, and I go there from 12:30 to 2:30, and then I go to Deja Vu after on Saturdays. And DJ Sky High, I don't know if you know who she is. She's from out of town, but she's been in LA for a long time.
Okay.
She works with Thug. She works with a couple people. Thug. She does work with the Donda basketball team. She DJs for them. So she texted me randomly at like 12:30, and I was actually asleep still, like getting ready for work. And she's like, "Where you at? Come." I'm like, "Oh, I can't. I go to another club right now." She texts me like an hour later. She's like, "Mike Tyson and T.I. are here." I'm like, pause. Like, I go to the guy that I deal with at Blue Moon. I show him the text. I'm like, "I'll be right back." Run to my car. Like, run to my car from Blue Moon. I get in my car. I drive over to Deja Vu. I walk in. And sure enough, like, T.I. is just, like, casually walking around the club. Mike Tyson chilling in the back corner. I was like, okay. It was, like, maybe 115 at this point. Like there's like 1 or 2 sections in there because it's Saturday. Everyone's at the regular club before they come after hours, and that was pretty crazy. I'm like, oh, okay. So walk in. T.I. was super nice.
All right.
Super nice. Like he was walking around the whole club talking to everybody.
Okay, he was chilling.
Yeah, Mike Tyson didn't want any photos, so I didn't get any of him, but I got some of T.I. It was pretty cool. So
I know why.
Yeah, so you have to tell me.
They're together, and I was so excited that social media brought it to me.
Yeah, because I was like, this is so random.
Even when you tweeted, I'm like, whoa, okay. T.I. is doing comedy now, which is also very random. He's doing stand-up.
Oh.
And he's been on like a tour somewhat, I guess, and he was at the Comedy Store. So they go over to the strip club, I guess, Mike Tyson.
Wow.
And they're hanging out.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they were
just super casual.
Yeah, that was very casual. I was telling people, I'm like, this is the first time I've seen someone so big come in at like 1 o'clock.
Oh, early.
I think they were there before that because Sky texted me like 12:15.
Okay, so they came right after they were finished at the Comedy Store because that was probably closed.
Yep. And then they were like, so I'm guessing they know either Sky or our other DJ. They have to because like, you know, when you Google Deja Vu, it says Gentlemen's Club. People don't really know that it's a nightclub. Like, they don't know that we do bottle service and all that stuff there now. So, like, I was like, someone had to tell them to come here. So, yeah, so that was kind of cool.
So, what has been your, like, most memorable or coolest moment? Clubs. Wait, do you work other clubs, too? Or is it just the strip club that you primarily take pictures and stuff like that?
Primary strip club.
Okay.
Like, I wish I could make that my page, but they're going to delete my Instagram if I piss them off one more time.
Immediately.
So, I don't really post on my page that I'm in a strip club. That's why I kind of tailored it to the celebs because I was like, all right, I cannot post that. So, but it kind of worked out because now I take photos of celebs all the time. But I do work at Blue Moon Hookah and just take photos for them, like for their Instagram page. I'm trying to network out of town. I want to go to Atlanta actually and try to work out there somewhere. But I gotta go visit back and forth and try to get that established. I haven't networked out there yet, so. And
since you have already worked in a strip club, like Houston is huge for that. And they have like a whole rap culture and stuff down there.
Yeah, Houston is lit. My friend just moved to Houston, and she be texting me like, "Guess who's in the club tonight? Guess who's in the club tonight?" I'm like, man.
Yes, it's
and it's more casual down there. Like they're very casual. They'll tell you like, "Yeah, we're gonna pull up to the club tonight," and it's no like craziness or anything like that. So I'm trying to think. Best experience I had in the club. I'm trying to like go through my Instagram with my head kind of. Honestly, I think the first time I met Shmurda was a pretty good experience. Okay. And the first time, Shmurda and Draco both were really good experiences. The first time I met Draco, so like I had tweeted when he was in jail. I had tweeted like, I need to snap photos of Mr. Mosley expeditiously when he gets out. And like, I think it was like, 2 months after he got out, maybe like a couple weeks, came to the club. Iceberg Bezo was there. When I tell you like my palms were sweating, I walked up to him, I'm like, can I take some photos of you? And you know, like, anybody that knows Draco know, like, until you know him, you're intimidated. Like, listen to that man's music. You're like, this man is not one to be fucked with. Like, I don't want to piss him off today. Like, he was like, of course. Like, and he's like, give me a cheesy little smile, and I'm like, wow. And that's when I shot the photo of him and Ketchy, and that he used for 2 of his covers. Okay. That was a super good experience, just because like that was my first time seeing him in person since like the whole thing when he got out. So that was super dope, and he had just dropped the GTL tape right before he got out, and I had tweeted about that, like, y'all have to sit down and realize how much money it took to make the tape. Yes. GTL is 75 cents a minute for the county jail, and you recorded like 45 minutes of songs, and that's not the first take at all. Like, there's no way. So, and then Bobby, the first time he came, I actually didn't work at that strip club. I just knew the people that ran it, and so I was like, listen, I'm gonna come through, and I ended up coming through, and the security that they hired did not want to let me in his section. Oh my God. Bobby let me in his section himself. So he was like, nope, let her through. I had just sent him the video the other day. I'm like, look at this before I was even on your team. Like, that's crazy. And then Quavo showed up that same day. And I had just never seen, that was Bobby's first club appearance.
After he got out of jail?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Or I think in California at least.
For sure.
Yeah. So like, when I tell you like, the crowd that was there, like, and the way they were like just mushing together to get to him, it was crazy. It was definitely one of the biggest crowds I've seen at the club, at least. Like,
Bobby Shmurda is like, just because of Hot Nigga, which is crazy, became like a rap superhero. Everybody was like on his side, wanted to ride for him. Oh my God, they locked up Bobby. Free like, Bobby. No, like, free Bobby Shmurda. Almost like Gucci Mane to that level of like.
And now everyone's his hater. I don't know. Because he's happy. Because he's happy and not in jail. Like, we don't want to see people win. No, we don't.
No, well, it's like people, and I know this, I feel like because being from LA, if you're hard, people expect you to be hard all the time. You cannot have a birthday party.
That is so crazy that you said that. When we went to Utah a couple weeks ago, we were sitting in my hotel room, and I was just talking to him, and he was talking about how people like fake the funk. Like, and he was like, that's the whole difference between us talking about like the Shmurda camp and like everyone else. He was like, I don't have to be hard all the time because I'm just hard. Like,
if you pull up, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, I don't gotta be like.
He's like, I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna do things. Y'all can do this, say this, do that. At the end of the day, I'm rich and I'm still happy. Like,
and I'm living life.
Yeah, and I will still beat your ass. Like, it doesn't matter if I can move my hips. I can also move my hands. Like, so that's crazy that you said that, because that's for sure. When we went to Utah, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm safe around them. They not playing.
Yeah, it's not a game.
Yeah, no.
So, in taking a bunch of pictures of celebrities, has that like, well, I feel like because I went on your page and stuff, sparked into other opportunities. Like, I saw you photographing Justin Bieber on his tour.
So that was actually iPhone photos.
Okay.
I paid a lot of money to be there. I paid $1,300 for that damn Justin Bieber.
She's a believer.
Oh yeah, I got a Justin Bieber tattoo. I got everything. It's definitely a lot of opportunities pop up. So like what happened really was that when during the pandemic, nobody was working. Like humbly speaking, nobody was out working me. I was out every single day during the pandemic. The celebrities that would do appearances would come do them, and nobody had the shots I had. It was just literally like a TMZ type situation. Like you would see like, oh, you know that he's coming, but there was no other photographers coming into the club. And so a lot of news outlets would get my photos and use them. And a lot of celebs also, like, despite what y'all may think, they see the stuff that you post on the internet. Like, they see the tags, they see all that type of stuff. And a lot of celebs, when they see a photographer, they wait till they get that tag and then they end up using it. So that's definitely like a lot of opportunities. Rich the Kid, he saw my work and ended up messaging me randomly one day. I was on the way to my old part-time job, about to go make my little $60 for my 4-hour shift, and he was like, come to the studio, like, I like your work. And I was like, texted my manager, I said, I'm not coming back, and I went to the studio. I literally, for some reason, was like, this must be the universe telling me that this job isn't for me, and I have not got a job since that day. Just literally turned around and was like, well, it's not every day Rich the Kid messages you, so like, I'm gonna just go.
Definitely not.
Yeah, so he's actually like the first major artist that would like hit me and be like, pull up and shoot for me. Pull up to the studio. I remember one time he was like, we gonna go grocery shopping. Fuck it, come take photos. I'm like, all right, cool. Went to Vaughn's and Calabasas. Like,
nice.
Just stuff like that.
I saw you shot him at the Donda game.
Yeah, that was actually coincidence. I hadn't worked with Rich in a little bit just because he goes back and forth between New York. So, because he's from New York too. So he was out there for a while. And then also like, my schedule is shit, so like sometimes he'll text me and I'll be like, yeah, I'm tired, bro. Like, so he walked into the game and I was like, what the fuck? Like, hey, and he did try to he had told me they were going to Nobu afterwards, but I was so tired, and I had to drive up to the Bay the next morning, and it was just miserable. So so I was like, well, but yeah, it was a cool little link up. A lot of opportunities come from being in the strip club. It's just networking. It's a networking gold mine. Like,
also, I feel like with celebrities, to maybe humanize them or to make it make sense to people that are from other places where it's not famous people around everywhere. I feel like here, especially because of like the bad reputation California has of like people being fake or people just being like social climbers, when you really show up and you really work around the people that are actually famous, that are actually able to give you opportunity, they'll see that. They might lay back and act cool and watch you for a while, but once they see you're around and you're on it, they'll give you opportunities.
My best friend, she passed away in September. remember, unfortunately, but she used to always tell me, like, someone's gonna snatch you up for a tour. Like, there's no way that you just work for a year when nobody else is working and take all these photos and somebody doesn't see your work and snatch you up. And like, she wasn't wrong. Like, I work with Shmurda now. Obviously, don't have any tour like schedule or anything like that. He's working on dropping his album, then he'll get a tour. But she was right. Like, there's just, everyone was making fun of Kim Kardashian, like, get off your ass and go to work. But no, like, get off your ass and go to work. Like, it's not gonna come. It does, because anyone can put you in a room, but how you use that room is what matters.
And what you've done before, because with like social media time and all that, and I hate to like always go back to that, but it impacts our society so much.
No, yeah.
Everybody hops up and like put something in their bio, and they're that now. I'm a photographer, I'm a singer, I'm a whatever, and you don't have no songs on Apple Music, you haven't taken no pictures, you're a designer, you don't got no clothes.
Yeah. It was, Atron was one of the people that like snapped me out of that, because at first I was like photographer, nightlife photographer, celebrity photographer. He was like, you even know how to use your camera if it's not on full auto? And I looked at him and I was like, nope.
Like, damn, like burn.
You're right. I sure don't. So let me go ahead and go learn how to use my damn camera like a real photographer, and then I'll call myself a photographer. And once I like started to figure out that, I ended up upgrading my camera like last year, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna learn how to shoot manual and stuff like that. And then that's when I felt like I was really putting the work into my craft to be like, okay, you're a photographer. Because really, like, you could be a photographer and get zero recognition. There's probably hundreds of thousands of women that are much better at what I do than I am even, but they don't have a social media following, or they don't live in LA or anything like that. So I recognize how lucky that is for sure. But the downside is we live in LA, so like it's a heavy social media reliance, and whatever you look like you're doing on social media is what people think you're doing. Like, so for
pics
sure.
Or it didn't happen.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like when they were doing that little money spread thing, I was like, book me for your money spread shoots.
Please.
Like, everybody wants to do them, like, book me up. Like,
when I was like, I had a podcast with my college roommate, and I'd be on there, you know, I guess like people call it manifesting now, they use this term for everything. But I was like, I really want to be a director, like I should just, and I'm talking about it, but I'm not going out and like trying to talk to people to do it for real. I'm scared. If I'm out, I don't really want to pull my phone out and seem thirsty. Like, but then Mia like just pops up, she's on the show, hits me up months later, you still want to direct? I'm like, yes, please.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Like, you just mentioned the right thing. If someone is like gonna,
but like you said, you got to be ready to like pull up and do it. You got to execute.
That's when I was like, all right, this part-time job gotta go, because there's no telling Rich the Kid like, hey, I'm at work from 6 to 10, but I'll pull up at 10:15.
That really be the hardest part though, when you're a normal person, because like all the celebrity stuff is cool, the opportunities, of course, of a lifetime. But I got my regular life too, bro.
Man, if I tell y'all one thing, do not go into working with celebrities thinking you're gonna get rich. Like, because you're not.
But people make it look like that on social.
Right, and it's because, like, when you people have to remember, when you're dealing with celebrities, what you won't do for free, 45 other people will. Because they're a fan. Like,
it hurts me.
You know, like, I would be one of the 45 people if Justin Bieber was like, I need some photos and I'm not gonna pay. I would be like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, for sure. Like, I can come on tour.
Like, what? Like, cool. Fuck it. I don't need to pay a phone bill. Like, I'll lose my rent. Like, it's cool. It's fine.
When I come back, I'm gonna stay with my grandma. It'll be fine.
So, like, that's definitely, you have to find your little hustle and find other ways to make your money, because it's not always gonna work out. And I definitely, like, had I not had the strip club, would have been struggling way more than I did. And I did struggle. I still struggle. I'm still struggling.
Like, LA is expensive.
Yeah, like
California in general is expensive.
But that, you know, what kind of helped was I, like, kind of do this little, like, separation between Sam and Sam Snapped It. So, like, Sam is Sam. Like, she just, she exists. She cool. She pays her bills, like, all that kind of stuff. And then Sam Snapped It is, like, the one that's got like the glitz and glitter and like on Instagram and everything else, and she has it all together. So like Sam is struggling and Sam Snapped It is living life, and like y'all will just never know the difference. It's okay. So yeah, it's cool though.
But celebrities that are booking her and potentially booking her, Sam is not rich. So when you come with the offer, come correct.
Please.
If you see her at the strip club and she takes a good picture of you, slide her that money.
Please. I got bills to pay.
Come on now.
And new camera equipment to buy.
And it's not cheap.
No. no.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
And then you gotta have bags to lug it around. Like, I thought I was so popping. I bought my Sony A7 whatever. I have all my little money saved. I get this shit. Can't work the strap, like you're saying. Do you even know how to work your camera? Not for real.
No, my favorite thing I ever did was I currently shoot on a Nikon Z6. It's a mirrorless camera.
Okay.
It's like... My favorite thing I've ever done is buy that camera, and it's my least favorite thing. Why? Because I bought that camera thinking like, yeah, you did it, like you gonna upgrade, and then you find out that the least expensive lens is 2 bands.
Look.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like, no way! I just spent $3,500, and I gotta spend another 2 bands on this camera.
I'm in the camera store walking around on payday Friday. I feel like I'm that nigga.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, like what? How much is that? What about my lens?
You like, wait. The thing that just flashes light is $800. Like, and I need that because I shoot in clubs. Like,
and then I'm cheap, so I'm in there in the camera store, but also on my phone looking like, that's how much. Let me see.
Yeah, let me check Amazon.
No, it's damn.
No cap. That's me for sure. I'll text my dad like, you got this, because my dad does photography too. I'm like,
okay, cool.
In the room, because I need that. Like, I lost my battery charger. I went right home, grabbed his. Sorry, you don't shoot as much as me. I need that.
Is that where you got this from?
Yeah, my dad did emergency photography. So before I did any of this, I did fires, car accidents.
Oh, snap.
Yes, wild and fires.
I hate to be stereotypical, but that is a very like Northern California
for sure
thing.
For sure. Like, for sure. Then when I came down here, I was like, well, I like to take photos, but like running without my dad is dangerous. Like, I don't know shit about fire. My dad knows about fire.
I'm not
He's
about to be the
firefighter. So
okay, that's cool.
So I'm like, I'm gonna start doing celebs. I remember like the way it really all started, like just even taking the photos of celebs. I pulled up to a concert in Pomona for an artist, didn't have a ticket, and I ended up like standing outside the venue waiting to meet the artist. I met the artist. We went and partied with them back in LA afterwards because they had another show, and then just ended up being like cool with them, and I started bringing my camera around.
Okay.
The boys in Hip Mob in LA, like I owe them pretty much my whole career.
Oh.
Ron, Jug, Ace the Face, all of them. Like, they would always be like, you're a photographer, but you never got the camera in the studio. And I'm like, you're right. Like, I ain't never got my shit here. And they were like, bring it. And I started bringing it around and just taking photos of them. And like, even if they didn't post them, like, had I not done that, I would not know how to shoot photos or just met the artists that were coming through the studio.
See, I'd be in the same situation and I always feel weird. Like, I don't know if I could bring my camera. Even like the concerts and stuff that I go to, I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I got all this cell phone stuff now. So, because I think people are way more lenient with the phone.
Yeah.
But like if I went to see Don Toliver and I was like, I just got to bring my camera. Like maybe they might let me in with it. Just try it out. And they let me in and I was so happy.
That's lit.
And it's like, okay, I just got to try more. In the studio, bring your camera. Don't just be like scared.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said like you're not a photographer if your camera's not always on you. Mm-hmm. And like ever since then, I was like, all right, cool. Sits in the trunk of my car. Obviously not when I go to downtown LA. So don't look for my car. It ain't gonna be in there.
Definitely.
But if I'm driving around and I got somewhere to go, I'm gonna take my camera from now on, and it has definitely paid off. Like
for sure, yes. You have the most. Please, you have to look at her Twitter. I haven't had you on Instagram yet.
Sam snapped it on everything.
But her pictures are so good, and it looks like fun.
Yeah, I call it a candid photography. Like I kind of branded my own type. I don't know if that was already a thing, but I don't try to take posed photos. Like I try to just capture like people's real like life.
It looks more fun.
Like I'm the type of person that you hire to just follow you around for 4 hours and just send you 400 photos of what you did in those 4 hours. Like. And I love that.
And it looks like real life. I think that stuff is like timeless. It looks so cool.
Yeah, and I think that's also why like I get the amount of attention I do on my photos is because it's like not your typical like, you know, like, hey, can I snap a photo of you really quick? Like I go have a conversation and then really I'll just start snapping. And like, I've been yelled at a couple times. It's all right. You get through it. You gonna live.
Or even like being in the club last night, I was hopping on and off the stage and walking around and like trying to sift through people that are there to party and that are maybe drunk or whatever.
Yeah.
And the whole take a picture of me thing is undefeated.
Yep. Yeah, no, for sure. Everyone thinks you're their personal photographer.
Yes.
They're spending money at the club. So
I guess. I'm here with one person.
Right. I'm like, I get paid by the owner of Deja Vu and that's it. So.
So we were talking about the goal is, right, you want to go on a tour. Who is your ideal? Let's get 3. Because, you know, you speak it into existence.
I am going to lock in with Bobby Shmurda.
For sure. You're already there.
Never going anywhere. Schmurda Cam Sam, that's what he called me.
Aww.
That's really my dog. I owe him a lot. Like he I just like, I know I always get so off topic, but I just pulled up to like a shoot and he just showed me mad love. Like he was like, I pulled up to his shoots. He's like, you didn't send me no photos from yesterday. Take my number down right now and send me those photos. And like that was where everything started. Like, and then he was like, you better be here tomorrow. We're shooting this. Then better be here the next day. We're shooting this. And then like I have a video where he like poured some Casamigos down my throat and was like, this is my cameraman. Like I'm gonna give her a shot too. And ever since then, like I'm like, yeah, I'm for sure Smurda for a while, till he gets sick of me. They don't. Right. They say they love me, but they gonna get sick of me. Who else? Honestly, Travis Scott. Like above anything, I would show y'all my foot, but my toes look raggedy.
But I can verify she has a cactus.
I have a cactus jack, and I have a Rager tat, which is his matching tattoo with Kid Cudi.
I feel like that's why I love Travis Scott so much, because I loved Kid Cudi.
Yes, Kid Cudi would probably be Cudi or Kanye for sure.
Okay.
Like, and then I actually don't think I would want to go on tour with Justin Bieber. Only because like
the other believers,
such a fangirl. Like I don't think I could handle it. I was almost passed out last week at his concert. Like that's the one thing I don't think I could do it.
That is so funny to me, because my little sister, she's also way younger than me, like was obsessed with Justin Bieber, and I'm like in college at this point, like, ugh, you like this little boy with his haircut, and then he got fined, and I was like, maybe she was
like what he does, like
he's making R&B. I'm like, maybe.
Yes, when I was at the concert, I was looking, and what's crazy is like Justin Bieber's a timeless artist, because I'm 24. And I can tell you every song he's ever made and sing every song. And there's also 8-year-olds today that can name all of his songs from 2011 and above. Like, that's insane. For someone to carry such longevity.
He's like the Usher.
Yeah, like, I mean, I will confidently say he's a Michael Jackson status in regards to longevity as an artist. Like, that man's longevity will last forever. Justin Bieber's music is probably not going to go anywhere for a while, because his fan base is huge.
He had my little sister had a Justin Bieber birthday party.
Yeah, like people were like I remember like
he had wrapping paper.
Yeah, I had every perfume. I
forgot that he had perfume.
Yeah, he had like he would have those little stickers in Tiger Beat magazines, and like everybody would go crazy. Like so, I don't think I could handle Justin Bieber, but definitely Travis, Shmurda, Kanye. And because like a real fun fact about me, I am Kanye crazy. Like Sam is Kanye crazy. Sam's not so much because that LLC could suffer, but Sam is Kanye crazy. So I like him. He got some problems, but I like Kanye. And then that's probably about it for my top. Like, above all, I need to work with Travis Scott. Like
that would be a crazy tour. We've both been to Astro World.
Yes.
Have you? That's the only thing that's crazy too. That's like almost 5 years old now.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 2017. Did he drop that? 2018.
Yeah.
Because I went to Day and Night in 2017. I remember him saying like, I've been MIA because I'm working on an album, and then that shit did not come. It's like.
He lied.
Boy, it's been 8 months since that show, bro. So, and then, August, like, 3rd or whatever, 2018, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so, and it's still super prevalent, like...
Hell yeah.
The music is still good. I listen to it all the time. He's still touring off of it.
Yep, like that's...
So the next thing is going to be like its own era.
Yeah, for sure.
We need Sam snapping in this next
I gotta be in the Utopia era.
Do you feel like they're going to make him, well, let's not say make him, right? Do you feel like Travis as a brand now will decide to tone down his Rager image because of what happened? Because that would be boring.
I think he would try.
I don't want to be insensitive.
Yeah, the way I see it playing out is that he responds to the criticism as best as he can, like the Heal Project and things like that. But the genre of music he makes, you're never going to be able to switch your fans to behaving. Like, it's just not happening. Like, nobody's listening to Sicko Mode and thinking like, I'm gonna sway back and forth,
I'm gonna go on a nice walk through the park.
Yeah, no, that's just not happening. So I think he'll try. I think he's gonna curve the energy a little bit more, like put a little more positive. Because one thing I can say, like, there is a very like violent,
definitely,
like not necessarily like it is violent, but there is like, what's the word? Like, you infer violence when you hear rage. Like, and it's up to the fan to decide if rage to them is rage and have a good time, or rage and be destructive.
And hit my next door.
And like, so, yeah, like, he's going to have to figure out how to choose to get them to choose, like, rage and have fun instead of rage and be destructive.
It's so sad because, like, just going back to Astroworld, I think Sheck West opened, and even his music, it was like, when you think about what happened, it's a perfect recipe to amp somebody up to fight.
Yeah, like, come on, the opener got us ready for this, like, prepared us for the war, like. And
it was like, I will never forget, there's the skinniest Justin Bieber original looking white boys in front of me with his mom. And he's in their Sheck Jesus t-shirt and he's going crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember the first time I saw Travis was in college in what was my first year of college? 2016. And the craziest part was my school brought him. It was supposed to be Fetty Wap for the concert. Fetty Wap canceled his college tour at the time.
Because he was too good for y'all. Yeah. I bet you would do it now.
Yeah, and everyone was so mad. They were like, Travis Scott over Fetty Wap? Like, I'm sitting here like, bro.
They want to hear Trap Queen.
Like, bro.
They wanted to hear Trap Queen.
Yeah, they wanted. Yeah, 6, 7, 8 was popping at the time. Like, so, like, I remember the person in front of me was like a Justin Bieber haircut. Like, he had on like a sweat headband. And I just remember he was on the barricade. I was like one person behind the barricade. And I remember this kid just like sweating through his shirt. And like,
that's why he had the band.
Lyric. Yeah, and Travis before, like when he first started, when he was kind of more like not mainstream, when Antidote, like this is right when it took him to where he needed to be. He would only like fuck with his fans that really knew his music. Like if you weren't singing his lyrics, he wasn't gonna interact with you.
I've seen videos of that.
Like, he would literally tell fans like, "You don't know my lyrics. Like get to the back of the crowd."
Yes, that's I've seen that. People are like, "He's rude."
No, he's not, because some of us really know the lyrics.
And we're here to have fun.
Yeah, and I just remember like him raging with the boy in front of me the whole time, like, and the boy just like having the time of his life, and I'm like, this is wild. Like, you don't expect these kind of people at Travis Scott concerts.
And that little boy, and he's with his mom, and he's cussing, like he's saying all the lyrics to these songs.
Damn, my parents didn't even let me. They was going through my iPod Nano checking the music that I downloaded. If it even had an E next to it, I was in trouble. Right?
I was just talking about this on Twitter for the whatever 10th anniversary or something, or Get Rich or Die Trying. Like, I was at private school with my Walkman and it got sent to the office.
Yeah, like exactly. Like you would be on the bus, like, look at this song, like I downloaded it. My mom don't even know. Yes. Like I'm gonna send you the file. And
listen
like,
to it.
Yeah, your ringtone popping and shit, and then you get home and you turn your phone on silent. Like, do not tell anybody that I got kiss on my ringtone.
Ringtone definitely should shut it down for me. I used to have Pretty Ricky.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting in trouble every time.
Kiss. I think I had like Lip Gloss by Lil Mama at one point in like 8th grade.
Okay,
like,
Hot Girl Sam.
You know, I was like, yeah, it's popping. Like that was the time.
Would you? Speaking of Lil Mama, would you want to work with any female rappers?
I super like would die to work with Cardi B.
Okay.
I've been listening to her since like Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 1, like when she was loving hip hop Cardi.
Yes,
like,
me and my college
was pissed at her manager, like, and then like I don't know, we need a couple more like female powerhouses right now.
We don't have any from ours. I think Saweetie is.
You know who I actually really fuck with? Lakia.
Okay.
She coming up, and Mona Leo.
Mona Leo.
Mona Leo's from Houston.
Yes.
She's hard.
I follow her.
Her story is dope. Like, she's very open about the fact that she's had suicide issues.
And she's super positive every day on social media about it.
And she also was really vulnerable. I think 2 or 3 months ago, she told her fans, this is all very new to me and I can't handle it and I have to take some time off. And that resonated with me because, like, imagine going from, I had fucking 700 followers to 4,000 in like 6 months. Like, and then you lose your best friend, and then you lose an artist that you work with that people watched you work with, and everyone is watching you deal with that. It's a lot. Like, it takes a lot for an artist to be like, yeah, this is defeating. I need my time. Like,
and on social media, as much as you like work hard and you're doing everything to get that following and get the engagement and stuff like that, sometimes when you get it, it's like, damn, because now I can't even be on Twitter and like make my little jokes or talk to myself.
You want to know a real situation that occurred with, not even to have no drama, but just like unbiased. Me and Blueface's artist went at it on Instagram before.
Which one? The Bad Girls Club artist?
Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Toothless. So We went on it on Instagram. We're still not fond of each other, but I'm not gonna speak on anything. Yeah. It's just that we went on it on Instagram, and when I shit you not, I got like 500 followers and 495 of them were haters.
They were like, fuck you, son.
Like, Instagram requests were like, you stupid fat bitch. Like, fuck you. Like, she's better than you. Like, all this stuff. Like, you could never be her. You're so... And I was like, I whole ass, like, changed my Instagram to a personal Instagram again and went private. Like, it was that crazy. I remember refreshing, it would go up 30 follows, like, requests. And I was like, yeah, y'all are not getting in here. So you're not fucking getting in here.
Yes, so you can bully me.
Yeah, I'm like, hello, I'm just a photographer. Right?
Oh my God.
But I think that's when I realized too, people think they know you through a screen. So you have to kind of give people a break because this generation's way different. So like, they don't know me, but they do know me. And I have to respect that. Like, they feel like they know me and they know her and they're choosing a side. And so I get it. But, you know, we have feelings.
Yes, we're real people. I think it gets so weird because, like, I'm a child of the 90s too. I grew up, had internet in my house, like, since I can remember. There's really no separation like it is for maybe older people. Like, oh, yeah, I post on Facebook what I'm really doing in my life. Where it's like us is alternate reality.
Yeah, like... That's
and people go there to be who they want to be. Yeah. So yeah, if I'm a Barb, I'm riding for Nicki Minaj. If I search the bar every day, if you're saying something about Nicki Minaj, I'm on your ass.
Hell yeah.
Krishan Rock, I'm a stand for her. And if you come for her, like, that's my identity online.
Hell yeah. That's exactly what happened. So
and we're tagging other people.
Oh yeah. My Twitter was they recorded my live. Like, everybody.
And my brain doesn't work like that to be like, they really go far.
I'm like, 40 minutes. Like, I was on live for 40 minutes. Like, there's no way you recorded all that.
They found a tweet from 2008 about what you said.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, that's why, like, I'm thankful. I kid you not, I'm thankful that I grew up, like, with the parents that I did. I wasn't allowed on social media. Because, like, I think we were all ignorant when we were kids. And I'm sure that if my ignorant ass was on social media, I would have been saying some stupid shit that kids always say. And I'm thankful I wasn't on social media at the time.
I deleted my original Twitter because I got Twitter when I was like 16, 17.
You're like, I don't need nobody to see how I thought at 16
my thoughts,
17. Like,
me arguing with my, young boyfriends. Or me, subbing them, whatever.
No, thank you.
That's embarrassing. We're not going to do that.
Yeah. So, social media is a game changer. You got to adapt ASAP.
So how much do you think you just being cool and being personable, right, impacts your work? Because I think in LA especially, and with those people think they got to be, we talk about being hard, but there are people think they got to be cool.
Yeah, I think... it for sure helps me. Like, to point out the obvious, like, I work with mainly Black musicians. And, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm just a little awkward white girl. Like, I literally am so awkward. Like, I get so intimidated being in large groups. And, like, I just have to come out of that shell. And so I was like, you know what? Like, I've always kind of been an extrovert. My anxiety kind of brings me introverted at times, but like I'm pretty extroverted. And so I was like, all right, like I'm just gonna be the most genuine version of myself. Like everywhere I go, like I have Sam Snapped and I have Sam, but Sam's always there, like speaking for Sam Snapped. And so I just try to be like personable to everybody. Like I think humor is the easiest way to like make a connection with someone. Yeah. So like if you can make someone laugh, then you're automatically in there. And then it's just kind of like in the industry that like you work in, the music industry, it ain't no room to be shy. No room to be shy. Because if I'm shy, there's 3 other photographers that aren't shy. And that's pretty much it. I just make sure that like I talk to everybody in the room. Talk to everybody. I don't care if you're sweeping floors or if you're a billionaire. Like, I'm gonna talk to you because chances are the guy sweeping floors has a lot more connections than the billionaire because he's in every room very quietly. And
like you never know who could come up. You might like be nice to a person and then they get a crazy opportunity and they remember, damn, Sam was the only person that spoke to me regularly.
Hell yeah.
I
mean, Bobby, like going to his music video was because the security, his name is Ace, that worked with Rich. I had taken photos of him working with Rich and sent it to him. So he was like, yeah, I got you forever. Like, pull up. And have me pull up. So I think my personality plays a big factor. Like, I try to be super humble, like, because that's some things you can't, like, work on. You do get blessed with some things, and I think my personality is one of them. Like,
people, let that be a lesson to you. Do not be rude. Do not be mean.
Yeah, I always tell people, like, I look super mean. I'm definitely like, I'm not, honestly, not like the most like outgoing kind person, but if you come up to me, I'm never going to be mean to you.
Yes.
Like, I'm never going to be mean to anybody unless you've done something to me to make me feel like I need to be mean, but nah, it ain't worth it. And it's just cool. Like, I talk all the time, talk everybody's ear off, so I want to talk to everybody.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So besides tour and like, of course, more private opportunities of celebrities doing their personal life, because that's like, I forget what that kind of photography is called. It's not editorial, but like it used to be really big back in the 50s and 60s, photographing celebrities' home life, their vacations.
That's what I try to find a name for it, and I don't know. That's why.
So maybe you're candid.
That's why I just go candid, because I feel like it's the kind of thing where like you don't know the camera's there. Like you're there, but you're not there.
What do you see? Like, would you want to make a photo book? Do you want to be like do you have a museum exhibit? What else do you want to do besides?
So I got some cool merch ideas.
There we go, merch.
I don't want to spill it, like the design idea, but I got some solid merch ideas.
Nice.
Honestly, one of my goals, I love shoes. Like, I fucking love Air Forces. I wear a pair of Air Forces every day.
Dr. Dre.
I damn near do. Like, you know, G Herbo, like, when G Herbo came to the club, I had him sign, like, a thing. Because, like, I'm just like, bro, like, you had me on Air Forces, like, from fucking, like, 11th grade on.
Oh, my God.
Like, and then, no, like, if I could have a dream, it would be like my own shoes. Like, like
so do a collab.
Shoes, yeah. Or like, I like Awful Lot of Cough Syrup. I really fuck with Desto and like that whole movement. And I think Awful Lot of Sam Snap would be so hard. Like, with some photos on it or something.
Yes.
But for sure merch. And then I am trying to work on a photo book. What sucks is I have taken so many photos. I have a hard time being able to sit down and decide which ones I want to go in the photo book. And I get pissed at myself and I just quit every time. Like,
no, like we can have multiple.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about like doing something like that where one of like themes or something. But it's a lot.
Yes,
man. 2 years of shooting celebs. Like I kind of lagged on that, and that's why it's so bad.
That's like, cool though, because recently I went to New York and we went to the Met, and like I think we see everybody has like the standard fashion photo books, the Dior and blah blah for decoration in their house. Right. But like being in the Met and going downstairs to their shop, it's like, oh, there are thousands of photography books about a range of subjects. Yes. Like, you could literally like put fruit in a bowl and take pictures of it on different days. And
for sure.
So you can have your strip club stuff, you can have your tour stuff, your nature stuff.
I really wanted to do NFTs. I want to make my photos into NFTs, but I am like, NFTs is a whole different ballgame. And then when you're doing celebrities, like you run the risk of like getting sued for using their likeness and things like that, regardless if you own the image. Like you can't get sued for likeness because you're making money off of every celebrity is a brand.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, they're gonna see the Google alert with their name. She got 200,000 off this picture. Right. Where's my cut?
$500,000 off of this merchandise that has my photo on it. Like, so there's always that. But I think merch, a lookbook, some shoes would be dope, and then I really like, my goal is to just find an artist, like stick with them and work with them. Like that's why I really enjoy Shmurda. Every time he out here, he hits me, I go do it. I just don't go to New York because it's New York more expensive than LA. It is by far. So but yeah, I mean that's great. Merch is my biggest thing. I want people to wear.
Yeah, merch is cool. Yeah. I'm wearing merch. I love merch.
Yeah, like merch is like, that's the stuff that when I get where I'm going, like it's gonna be worth money. Like
for sure. And
so that's my priority right now, get some merch done.
Okay. And like recently there are photographers that make their own merch and have like collections, and they do drops kind of like Supreme, and people buy it because of the picture on it.
Yep, exactly. So so I'm put my logo on some stuff, little stuff like that.
What about like covers and stuff for people?
So I do. Kind of weird how it works. Like I've been screwed over a couple times
because just the picture that you've taken, you mentioned like it got used for a cover. So I'm like, has anybody actually called you out like, hey, let's do a cover shoot?
People do a lot. They message me, but I don't think people understand how covers work. Like there's no such thing really as a cover shoot. You know, like you could know that you're going to use one of the photos for the cover, but you don't really know. Never is somebody gonna just take my raw photo and make it their cover, you know? Like there's gonna be editing, like a whole editor behind it and stuff. So I always feel bad because people are like, "Well, can you do this and this and this?" And I'm like, "Babe, I'm a photographer, not a digital artist." So most of the time, like I shot the cover for Shmoney, Quavo, Roddy Rebel, and Bobby Shmurda.
Okay.
And Sony just reached out to me and was like, hey, we like this photo, like, we'll pay you for it. And I signed all my rights away to the photo.
No, don't say it like that.
Yeah, so I can't use that one anymore. But and then they just cut me a check for the photo.
Okay.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a couple artists that do that. I think people get intimidated when they come to my page. That's why I try to like really humanize myself because I want y'all to understand I'm not charging $400 a shoot like I charge very reasonably. Just because there's celebrities on my page doesn't mean I charge celebrity prices.
Okay, because there are people out here trying to come up.
Yeah, and honestly, I've made 90% of my income off regular people. So I'm not going to ever tax the regular people that are celebrities. No.
Hit Sam up for your post.
I work with budgets. Everything.
Because we know that those Instagram pictures, you influencers, they are pros. Even though you're out in the world, she's grocery shopping, she does all of that.
All of it. Like, you want to get your dog groomed, I'll get you with your dog. Like,
okay.
So, yeah.
Because you need someone to do it. Walking around with a tripod, you can do it, but it's creepy.
Right.
And somebody can steal your phone.
Exactly. Y'all need professional photos. Yes. I'm here for it. So, yeah.
There you go. Is there anything else you want to talk about that you're doing or that you have coming up?
I don't think so.
No sneaky stuff that's going to give away.
Pretty much done. I'm just gonna go back to editing. Yeah, pretty much it. The life of a nightlife photographer. You wake up and have 3 hours of free time. So.
Yes. Today I was on your time though. Like, ooh, this is rough. I was out till 5.
Man,
I wanna.
That's why when you hit me, like we were scheduled for 3, and then it was 3:30, and then we were like, okay, 4, because I kid you not, I got to the Coi Leray thing at like 1:30, and then I was like, she's not here. She got there at 2. I'm looking. I'm like, it's 2:45. I have not put anything in my stomach today. I have to go to an interview. I don't want to look horribly in the face. Like, I don't want to look like I'm starving. I'm not starving.
I took my outfit out when I came home last night. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna have, what I'm gonna feel.
I told him, I'm like, can you plug my laptop in and like plug my camera battery in and everything? Because I'm gonna go to sleep. I need you to have everything ready.
Yes. So I'm so glad. Thank you so much for like being nice to me on Twitter. You did not have to come and meet me.
No, thank you. If y'all don't know, I feel so slept on. Like, I'm the only female that shoots strip clubs in LA, maybe even clubs. And I was complaining on Twitter. I was like, y'all are freaking sleep on me, and someone's gonna wake up. And she hit me immediately and was like, I'm gonna interview you. So thank you, because I feel like it sucks when you work so hard and you see like no hate to men. Yes. But y'all gotta understand that I am always gonna have to work 10 times harder than you are to get the same opportunity that you get. And so I see photographers that are doing minimal work compared to me that get recognition, blue checks, and things like that, and you get frustrated. And that was actually one of those days where I was just venting to Twitter. Like, I use my Twitter. If y'all follow me on Twitter, I use my Twitter for bullshit. So like, that's why I follow you. I'm like, my Twitter is bullshit. Like, but I get frustrated and I fire off tweets. Like, because I think Twitter is where you find the relatable people. Like, people are on Twitter to find relatable shit.
You find your tribe.
Like, yeah, and I got some DMs from that were like, hey, like, I know that, like, it sucks. Like, somebody messaged me the other day and was like, you make shit look easy. Like, keep making it look easy. And that stuff, like, makes you feel good, because it ain't easy. It's never fucking easy, and it's never gonna be easy. But, like, to know that I make it look easy means, like, the hustle is working. So, like, I appreciate it, the opportunity for real, because without you, like, I'll just be complaining on Twitter.
I love to support girls, especially, like, working girls that are out here doing stuff, because it's hard, and especially... Like, it seems like all the industries are male-dominated industries if we're not, like, gonna knit blankets or have babies. So it's like, damn, I'm already here. I can't dress cute. Yep. I can't even really be nice to y'all because y'all take it the wrong way.
Yeah, that's like, we were talking about, like, being in the strip club. I just make sure that, there's a reason I wear sweats to the strip club. And it's because, like, you're gonna take me seriously as a photographer, not as, like, as a female that you see as an opportunity in the strip club. You're gonna look at my camera, like, you're gonna, when I met the boy that I talked to, he was like, you were the only one in the club in sweats. Like, I'm like, yep, because I don't want y'all's attention, I want your money.
For real.
Like, I want your money for my photos.
And that's it.
Yep. So yeah,
yes, please follow Sam. We're gonna put all her social medias up.
Yes,
support her, and her merch is her merch is gonna come soon, so whenever that is, we will like come back here. We'll talk about it.
You'll be the first to get it. One of the first.
I'm gonna wear the merch on the show.
Oh yeah. I can't wait.
Thank you so much again for coming.
Yes, no, thank you. I had a great time.
Yeah, bye.